Shalom, shalom. I want to start off this lesson by saying all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodach, for giving the opportunity to do a lesson today. I do want to give double honor to the elders and apostle Great Millstone for teaching the truth by using precept upon precepts and line upon line. And the first I want to read is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 1. It says this, Behold, speak thou in the ear of my people the word of prophecy, which I'll put in thy mouth, said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Verse 3, for fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulities and credulities of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. I wanted to read these first four scriptures because we're in a time of prophecy. And now a lot of people is realizing that these prophecies that we have spoken and I always embody is about Jacob trouble, about the market crashing, about gas prices going up, about how Jacob trouble is going to come when the store is going to be empty out of nowhere. It's coming true. All right, we're in a time of prophecy where all these things are coming true, and you can't do nothing about it, and everybody's feeling the effects of it every single day. And it actually got worse when America had went war against Iran. And the scripture, and that's part of prophecy of how, the least of the flock, the Amalekites, the land of Israel, the Israelis, or the so-called small hats, will draw America into War 3. That's in the book of Jeremiah. That was prophesied, and that prophecy had been fulfilled. So now what's going to happen next? It's going to be Jacob trouble. World War 3 is going to commence worse and worse. Russia's going to join in the war. Russia's going to invade Israel and destroy Israel and destroy America too. And the allied nations that was with America is going to go up against America. But one thing that America's about to experience before all that, it is Jacob trouble. All right, and I want to grab that prophecy too. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, it says this, Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob trouble. All right, of Jacob trouble. A time where basically it's chaotic. People killing one another. People are starving. People has no hope. People is yelling, killing, race war, civil war, ethnic war, gender war. All that's going to be happening in the times we're about to get into. Why? Because there's no police. Everybody lost hope. People, the level of many have waxed cold. We're in that time, But he shall be saved out of it. Who is he? The elect men, the man of the Lord, the Lord that has that has faith. They're gonna be delivered. Why? Because they have faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Faith is what made them righteous, not by their works, but by their faith. They have faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to protect them in days we're about to get into. Because it's gonna be chaotic. All right, and I want to play this video to show you how chaotic the times we're about to get into, of how effed the economy is, how effed up America's about to become, how destroyed it's about to be, So let's play the video real quick.
Unfortunately, we are getting to a point where things seem to be getting worse before they get better with Iran, because the stock market is absolutely crashing. I mean, the most random companies like Chipotle and Netflix seem to be taking the biggest hits, to the point where anyone who has any money in the stock market right now is probably seeing all red. The thing is, Trump made it sound like this war would be over in no time, and at this point, I'm honestly really worried about what's going to happen with the economy, because gas prices have already gone up astronomically. Unfortunately,
The economy's gonna crash, man. And it's all on purpose because they want to bring in the New World Order. But when it crashes, it's gonna bring a lot of devastation. You're going to see stores shutting down because there's no money to spread upon the employees. The employees not gonna work no more. All right, and there's no money, there's no more buying. If there's no buying, there's no more selling. There's no more economy going. People's gonna be wondering where to check at. They don't see their check, and they're gonna bug out, and they're gonna start robbing the stores. They're gonna start bugging out. They're gonna start killing one another. Cops are gonna be all over the place. Since cops is full handed, what do you think the other people's gonna do? They're gonna get rid of it. It's gonna be all chaotic, and we're entering that time. We're entering a time of what? Of Jacob trouble. We already in it. We are in the first stage of it, but it's getting worse and worse and worse to the point where it's just going to be chaotic. It's just going to be that chaotic. And first, on the second Ezra chapter 15 talks about it. If you continue reading on, it talks about how the sedition of men, people fight against one another, swords in their hand and power in their hand, and doing all crazy stuff because it's just bad. It's just bad shit crazy. All right, let's just be honest. So let's go to 2 Ezra 15 verse 5. It says, "Behold, said the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, I'll bring plagues upon the world, and sword, famine, death, and destruction." And that's what Yahweh Shemashai bringing. He's bringing what? The sword. Is not conflict happening in the Middle East and in Asia with Ukraine and Russia and with America and Iran? Yes, that is the Yahweh Shemashai bringing swords and conflict on earth. Famine. When the economy crash, there's not going to be no more trucks or fuel to supply the food in the storehouses. So now you're gonna have places with no food. People's gonna be dying to death with famine, death, people killing one another, and destruction. Missiles going over the place. That is what Yahweh Shemashai is bringing, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Jacob trouble. Verse 6, "For the wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hopeful works are fulfilled." And that's the whole earth. All right, Japan to America. Everybody had done their wickedness. Everybody had done witchcraft or strange sexual activities or eating babies. Everybody had done it. Not everybody that eats baby, but I'm just trying to say that everybody had done wickedness, and now everybody's getting their judgment. Everybody's gonna get their judgment by Yahweh Shemashai. Verse 7, "Therefore thus said the Lord." Verse 8, "I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which have profanely committed, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continuously." And that's happening every single day by the righteous prophet, the man of the Lord, and how his Zimbabwe's they crying and sighing about the wickedness of this earth. All right, they hate it here. The prophets, they hate it here, and they want to leave. And Yahweh Shemashai heard their cries, and he's speeding up the times. Scripture says in the book of in the New Testament what it talks about. It talks about how he will speed up the days for the elect's sake, because if he doesn't, it will destroy them. And if you see what Esau Edom is doing, the white man doing with technology, look, if you let that guy rule more, he's gonna turn everybody to robots. Combine the machinery to robots and control the whole world. And next minute later, everybody is coming out of tubes and shit. That's what happened if you let the wicked rule. So Yahweh Shemashai got to speed up the time so he could bring judgment and deliver the elect. And he's speeding up prophecy. Why do you think the days are moving faster? Why do you think the conflict is getting worse and worse day by day? Because Yahweh Shemashai is holding his tongue about the wickedness, and he's bringing judgment. And he's gonna save the elect. He's coming to save the prophet, the men of the Lord, are the helpers, are the teachers, are the apostles. He's coming to save them. That was sincere, that had faith. He's coming to save them. All right. It says what? "The souls of the just complain continually." Verse 9, "And therefore said the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them." So the righteous one, the faithful one, the one that has been praying, that have been doing the will of Yahweh Shemashai. Verse 10, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I'll not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt into captivity." Verse 11, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." And that's basically America. Yahweh Shemashai is going to raise his hand against America and to destroy it. And we're seeing that slowly but surely every single day. All right, of how Russia is getting into the conflict, how China is getting into the conflict, how NATO is moving away from America. It's getting to the point where these nations shoot their bows at America. Let me get that scripture real quick. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. Let's go to 11. All right, call out Yahweh Shemashai. It says this: "Make bright the arrows, gather the shield. The Lord have raised up the spirit of the king of the Medes." Who is the king of the Medes? That's Russia. All right, the Medes, if you look back in the days, Medes was in the upper north, where Russia is at. And that's basically what Yahweh Shemashai is basically saying. It's talking about, he's basically trying to say that He's raising up Russia to go against America. For his device is against Babylon, America, the land of confusion, to destroy it, because it is avenged Lord Yahweh Shemashai, the vengeance of his temple. All right, because America was a place where Israel, so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, was in captivity. But if you go back in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, it talks about what? He's gonna save his flock out of it, the elect out of America, and he's gonna destroy Egypt. That's America, with the plagues, with the nukes, for all the wickedness they have done to his beloved Israel, so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. First and foremost, the elect, what they had done to the elect, because the elect are suffering in America 24/7 because of the unrighteous decrees, because of the unrighteous people that they live, the sodomites, the persecution. You have to continues working 24/7 just to live. America got to pay for that. They got to pay for it. All right. To this day, have they letting Israel's so-called Negroes, Latino Americans go out of captivity? No. To this day, they still haven't letting us go and still haven't given us our land back. They still saying that they're the people. Yahweh Shemashai is coming for blood, and you can't do nothing about it. And JACOBE Trouble is gonna get worse and worse and worse. Everything's just gonna get worse till you all get destroyed, because you guys wanted Israel to be destroyed. All right. What did the scripture say in Jeremiah 51 verse 11? The vengeance of his temple. The vengeance. You get what you sow. All right. Jeremiah 50. Let's go to verse 14. It says this. Put yourself in array against Babylon round about. So not just Russia, but the NATO alliance is going to be against America in these times. All you that bend the bow, all you that has nuclear capabilities, did not France just say that they're gonna build more nukes? It's not hard for France to share their nukes with the other NATO alliance. So all of them that has the nukes, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against Lord Yahweh Shemashai. Who has sinned against Lord? America, Babylon the Great. America was a #1 nation that spread the philosophy to the whole world to do wickedness, and everybody loved to have it so. All right, America, the other nations, they're gonna get judged, but America's gonna be the main nation to be utterly destroyed, and we're gonna lead up to that point. Everything's gonna get worse and worse to the point where America will get hit by thermonuclear missiles. It is what it is. Verse 15, shout against her round about. She hath given her hand, her foundation are fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is a vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, take vengeance upon her, as she have done, do unto her. What did America have done to the other nations? Destroyed it. Right now they're bombing Iran. But what did the scripture say? As she have done, do unto her. So the same way how she bombed the other nations, do the same thing right back to her. They're gonna bomb the fuck out of America. That's what's gonna come to pass. So we're going back to 2nd Ezra chapter 15, where I left off, verse 10. Oh no, verse 11. It says what? But I will bring them with a mighty hand. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues, the thermonuclear missiles, as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Why? Because they have what? Rape, rob, and murder the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. And how he's going to do it? By using the other nations to shoot their nukes at America. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, America is going to be mourning, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and the punishment that Yahweh Shemashah shall bring upon it. Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blastings and the hell, and with fear from consolation. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And why does this 14 says that? Because it's going to get worse and worse and worse. It's just going to be straight destruction. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall fight up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's happening right now. We're in a time where people are fighting against one another. We're having a whole blowout war. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, people thinking about rising up against their own government and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. People's going to have their guns in their hands. When JACOBE Trouble starts, people's going to start shooting each other. There's going to be people out there robbing stores, robbing Walmart, robbing Publix, because all the money is gone. You know, A man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able to. Why? Because martial law, Trump's going to order martial law where people's going to be staying at home in a designated time. Verse 18, for because of the pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, the man shall be afraid. All right. Verse 19, a man shall not have no pity upon their neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulations. And these are future prophecies, and it must be fulfilled. All right, why? Because all these are true. This is what Yahweh Shemashai wants. And we're going to see it's going to get worse and worse. And in this video, he talks about how, he can't believe it's going this bad, but you have not seen nothing yet. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. This is just a taste of what you guys deserve. I believe the scripture talks about how it's a cup that America must drink. I'm roughly paraphrasing it. Or Babylon must drink. She shall surely drink of it. Actually, I think that's in Jeremiah 49. And if it's not, Lowell of a brother do watch this video, he could put it in the chat, in a comment board, not in the comment board, in the comment section to show it off. But it talks about how America shall surely drink of it. Okay. This one is the right one, but this is not the one. But I can still read it. Jeremiah 49 verse 12, for thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. All right, and that's talking about Esau, Edom, but Esau, Edom rules America. So do you think that America's going to get away from their own wickedness? No, they're going to drink their wickedness. And right now, Yahweh Shema Shah just poured a little bit on America's head, and it's catching hell. It hasn't drunk the whole thing yet. All right, and how would you know America finished drinking the cup of Yahweh Shema Shah vengeance? Because it's going to be on fire. That's when you know it's done drinking. It's going to be on fire, and it's going to be desolate. It's going to be a wilderness. That's how bad it's going to be, and that's the times we're about to get into. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. We're not going to get into a time where it's going to get better. No, it's going to get worse and worse. All right, the only time it's going to get better is for the elect, because the elect, they're from be eating, they're from be drinking. When all hell break loose, they're from be okay. All right, and when the news comes, they're going to be delivered, they're going to get beamed up. But you, everybody else, good luck, man. Yeah, you heathens. Jeremiah 37, alas, for the day is great. So nothing like it. It's even a time of JACOBE trouble. All right, but that's what I want to get into today. I thought I should do a lesson about it because, we're in a time of prophecy. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodach, for giving the opportunity to do a lesson today. I do want to give double honors to the elders and Apostle Great Millstone for teaching the truth by using precept upon precepts and not upon line. Shalom.